Hi everybody, welcome to Chapter 5, Market Research. The objectives for this chapter are to understand the nature of the marketing research process, know the difference between primary and secondary data, recognize the range of alternative sampling methodologies, understand the value of alternative data collection methodologies, and appreciate the necessity of a marketing information system. Marketing research process. There are 5 stages to this process, the first one being problem recognition, the second being identification of research objectives. Third, research design. Fourth is data collection. And the fifth stage is analysis and evaluation of results. Step 1, problem recognition. First is to define the problem. The first step in the customer decision-making process in which the individual perceives a difference between the desired state and is motivated to close this gap. All stakeholders should be included in this phase of research since the stage is critical to the resultant research process. Defining the problem is more in-depth than identifying a symptom of the problem. Symptoms are typically obvious, while underlying problems may not be. A clearly specified problem definition leads to better articulation of the research objectives. Step 2, the identification of research objectives. Step 2, identification of research objectives. Exploratory, need to determine the cause of the problem. Descriptive, attempt to identify new issues or markets. Third common objective is to test the hypothesis. And fourth is predictive, try to forecast demand for a service. Step 3 looks at the research design. After the research objectives have been specified, it is necessary to create a research design. Looking at the plan for the entire study, specify data needed and methods to be used to collect data, specify methods to analyze and interpret results, collect either primary or secondary data. Primary data is information that is collected for a specific research question, while secondary data is information that was previously collected for a purpose other than to which it is being applied. People involved in the first 2 stages are those affected by the issue. After this point, those involved are research professionals. As I just stated, primary data is information collected to address a specific research question. Qualitative and quantitative data can be collected. First-hand observation or interview is one technique. You are generating the data yourself in this case. Most current data, since collected in real time, costly and time-consuming, could take years to collect data, may require approval through an IRB. That is an internal review board. Secondary data is information collected previously for other purposes. May have been done internally within your organization or externally through another source. Common for healthcare would be the Centers for Disease Control or maybe the National Institutes of Health. Syndicated marketing research, benchmark information it can provide is a primary basis for continued research. It's available to all, including competitors. Big data impact, clinical and administrative, including business transactions, emails, photos, surveillance videos, activity logs, social media, and several other sources. Data mining is used for big data to extract patterns of data using specific algorithms. Here we see in Figure 5-2, categorization of research tools. This figure shows different ways of collecting data such as observation, focus groups, experiments, internet surveys, personal interviews, social media, mail surveys, and telephone surveys. You see some of this data is collected that could be qualitative and some of it is quantitative. Data collection, qualitative data. Primary data collection research methods. Observational can usually address the what, not the why. We see a common survey was the TV ratings used by the AC Nielsen report. If you look at the 10th note on page 145, you will find the link to the Nielsen report. Medical mystery shoppers. Look at customer service focuses. Personal interviews can be one-on-one or done as focus groups. Social media. Blogs reveal a lot about useful market research information data also. Primary data collection quantitative. Primary data collection research methods. Within experimental research, factors are manipulated to determine causal relationship. Quasi-experimental design is more common. This is research in which data gathered is set up similar to that of a laboratory experiment, although lacking the control of all variables. Survey research, telephone, mail, online is another common method of acquiring primary data. Online survey tools, such as SurveyMonkey, make this task much easier. Pause the video and think about some of the limitations of experimental research. Designing a sample, collection of data from portion of target population. There's 6 steps to this. Define the population. The population is all the people or elements for which the sample will be collected. Specify the sampling frame. The sampling frame claim is the means of representing the sampling population. Specify the sampling unit. The sampling unit contains the elements. And select sampling method is the way in sampling units are to be selected. Determine the sampling size. This depends on many factors. Table 5-5 shows some examples. Specify the sampling plan involves specifying how to implement these sampling choices made in the previous 5 steps. Data collection methodologies. Questionnaires must be designed to collect survey data. Foremost is to ensure clarity of meaning to the terms used. Keep it simple. Ask only one piece of info at a time. Question format should be open-ended questions asking individuals to answer their own words, or multichotomous questions use fixed alternatives, such as a Likert scale or different types of yes-no questions. Analysis and evaluation of research is the last stage, as we have established the analysis may be either qualitative or quantitative. Statistical analysis, many different statistical tests may be used. The ones you use really depend on the type of data and what research questions are being asked. A skilled, unbiased person should conduct the analysis. Marketing information systems may help keep the data more organized. A structured, interacting complex of persons, machines, and procedures designed to generate an orderly flow of pertinent information collected from intra and extra firm sources for use as the basis for making a specific responsibility area of marketing management. Growth in database marketing, which has spurred need for effective marketing information systems. Growth in database marketing, which is an automated system to identify people by name, has spurred need for effective marketing information systems. In summary, marketing research is a process that involves the collection of primary and secondary data, or a combination of both. These data can be either quantitative or qualitative in form. Secondary data can be obtained from organization itself, from regulatory agencies, and from commercial firms. The collection of primary market research data can be accomplished through observation, experiments, interviews, and surveys. Mail, telephone, and personal interviews vary in terms of flexibility, cost, and respondent cooperation. The increasingly common qualitative data gathering method in healthcare is the focus group. In conducting market research, organizations can collect from all members of the target population, such as a census, or they can use a subset, which is a sample. Any sampling method is dependent of 5 factors: probability, stratification, equal likelihood of selection, number of stages, and level of the unit. In order to develop any survey instrument appropriately, it is essential to pre-test the instrument among the group of people similar to those who will receive a final survey. Marketing information systems are an approach to organizing an array of data for use in strategic market decisions. Organizations are developing database marketing efforts that allow them to identify, profile, and reach individual customers.